Every night is a big night for us. Like I said before, it's playoff hockey for us. It's you know, I think everyone's got to kind of look at themselves in the mirror and you know, just do their job. You know, obviously penalties are a big part of the game. Special teams, you got to be able to be disciplined, keep our feet moving, and you know, just be positive on the bench.
Jordan Tootoo is back on a line with Tuomo Ruutu and Tim Sestito. Easy for us to say. No Steve Bernier, though, so he'll be disappointed. Thought he could get back in there tonight after getting hurt in the Detroit game. No Claude Giroux officially now for the Flyers. About ready to drop the puck? Let's go to Steve and Kenny.
Deb, thank you. The anthem sung by Arlette a moment ago. And we're moments away here at Prudential Center for Corey Schneider. This is his 36th start in the season's first half, so that puts him on pace, simple math says, for 72 games this season, a number his predecessor Martin Brodeur reached 9 times as a New Jersey Devil. At the opposite end, this is no surprise, Ray Emery. He made 17 saves. That's all he needed December 11th over New Jersey at the Wells Fargo Center. That's one of his 7 wins this season, one of 142 that he's had in his career. Safe to say, here we are, Saturday night, first weekend of 2015. We have 2 longtime foes, and they're each trying to just find themselves, Kenny.
Yeah, both hockey clubs not where they would like to be. That's the obvious, and trying to find some traction, get some wins together. Philadelphia Flyers 4-4-2 in their last 10 at 500. Devils less than that. But anytime these two teams meet, I expect a physical matchup here. Don't be surprised if you see some nastiness tonight.
Underway at the Rock. Flyers in the visiting white send it back into the Devils' end, and Corey Schneider's first touch of the puck. Devils start out with the Travis Zajac, Patrick Elias, and Martin Havlat line as it's sent back in deep and controlled by the veteran defenseman Nick Schultz. The Flyers in the pregame skate, quite frankly, were all over the map. It's a little bit of a different time. Difficult time putting together line combinations for the Flyers. We'll do our best to piece it together as they get going. It's Matt Reed, Sean Couturier starting here. They head for the bench. Jake Voracek steps on for his first shift of the night. Punched out of the zone by the Devils and controlled by Nicholas Grossman. Sent across his partner, the ex-Islander captain Mark Streit. Tonight's lineups are brought to you by Infiniti, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance. Streit to the stick of R.J. Umberger. Loose puck at center ice, taken by Ryder. The goal drought ending for him last night. Emery winds it around the boards. Pressure here from the Devils as it comes back to Marek Zivlitsky, and his shot blocked away by Braden Shen. It's icing against the Flyers, a minute 20 in.
There we see Flyer head coach Craig Berube, and nobody cares more about this Philadelphia Flyer organization than Craig Berube, longtime player for them, along with a few other stops in the National Hockey League. And some were wondering, is his job in jeopardy if the Flyers don't continue to improve? And I know the respect Ron Hextall, general manager, and even ownership in Philadelphia has for Craig Berube. So they're hoping and wishing the team gets going, and they'd like to see him succeed, that's for sure, here in Philadelphia.
18 years with the organization. He's held so many different positions for the franchise in that time. He finished up as a player with the AHL Phantoms, coached that team, was an assistant, took over for Peter Laviolette early last season. Here's Yager on the move, dishes off. Adam Henrique for Adam Lawson. Throws it towards goal. Through the scrum, that might have gotten to Ray Emery, who makes the save. Here's Gomez staying on it with the Devils. Scott Gomez, neat pass back to the point. Helgeson, a shot deflected, taken off the backboard by Henrique, and he couldn't get a good shot away. Now Gomez down low. Henrique trying to get a backhander off, but he's stopped, and it's skated away by Pierre-Edouard Bellemare.
Well, Devils buzzing in the Flyers' end. Good shot by Seth Helgeson. Puck just bounced over the stick of Adam Henrique, or he would have had an open net off the end boards.
Flyers are concluding an 8-game road trip. They're coming off a 2-1 loss to Carolina last night, a game in which Claude Giroux was injured. We have our first scrap of the night Jordan Tutu. Zach Ronaldo just back in the lineup as Jordan Tutu.
Well, these two guys are the physical aspect for their hockey clubs. I said this was going to be one of those games, an emotional game, and they didn't waste any time. Both guys threw a couple of quick punches. First, Ronaldo went down, and then Tutu. They want to make sure their clubs are ready. There you see Ronaldo and Tutu meet up right here, and Jordan Tutu says, let's go at it, and he swings, but see Tutu there, he let Ronaldo back up, and then Ronaldo landed a couple of shots of his own. That's what respectful fighters do. As Ronaldo lost his balance early on, then he got up and landed a few. So both guys swinging away, and not the biggest in stature, but they can wing them.
Ronaldo just getting back into the lineup. He was scratched for the last 4. It's the injury to Giroux that probably opened the door for him to get back for the Flyers here tonight. This puck sent into the Philadelphia end. Tuomo Ruutu giving chase, but Luke Schenn is there to take the puck away. R.J. Umberger sends it out to center, and it's taken here by Adam Larson. Sent back into the Philly zone. Icing here against New Jersey. Through the season's first 20 games, the Devils had a record of 9-9-2. We have another scrap. Tim Sestito. And Dano, I believe it's Michael Raffl.
Well, you don't see Michael Raffl do this too often, but he handled himself pretty well. And I might have understated how physical this game was going to be between these two teams.
They both arrived angry, haven't they?
There's the big hit. Tim Sestito on Raffl in the neutral zone. And there you see nothing really going on. But they decide, oh, there, Raffl knocks him over. Wasn't happy with the hit. And he starts wailing away. Tim Sestito fires a few back. Good to see Flyers Devils hockey is back. This was my era. Well, we had a lot of these against the Philadelphia Flyers.
I was about to point out at some point tonight, Kenny, that fighting is down an average of roughly 35% from 2009. The Flyers' last big brawl, of course, saw Ray Emery in the thick of it. That was last year. The 7-0 loss to the Capitals and the attack on Braden Holtby, but it's getting awfully crowded there surrounding the public address announcer, Kevin Clark. That man is no stranger to that scene, is he?
And I happen to have my most fighting majors against one player, against Craig Berube. Have an immense amount of respect for him. He was an enforcer and one of the toughest in the game. I was impressed with Raffl there, though. I got to admit, didn't know he could throw him like that. You got to be ready for everybody. You know, Tim Sestito always plays a physical game.
Deflects back into the Flyers end. Emery will leave this for Mark Strike. So each side began with a complement of 18 skaters. They'll use 16 each until further notice. Braden Schenn plays it behind the net. Voracek kicks at the loose puck. Getting an opportunity to play with Jake Voracek is Vincent Lecavalier. What a wild ride the season has been for him so far. Getting a chance lately and making the most of it. He scored 4 times in the last 6 games.
Vinny Lecavalier, a prolific scorer in this league for a lot of years. He fell out of favor with the coach as far as ice time. Sat a few games.
Zajac across. Havlat with a shot, and he wristed one wide.
But they're going to need him, Steve, especially with Giroux out. They're hoping it's not too long, as serious as the injury looks.
At center ice, Michael Ryder able to break up that pass. Ridden off the play by big Braden Coburn, and now the support comes in the form of Camilleri. Michael Ryder able to gain the puck back. Zidlitsky gets rid of it. Played across to Mark Fraser. Back with the Devils tonight for the first time since 2011. Zidlitsky with a bump. Zubras on the puck. Works it across, and here's Fraser's shot that's blocked by Wayne Simmons. Picked up at center ice. Chris Vandevelde got only so far. Here comes Camilleri. Back the other way, and the blocker saved by Emery. Terrific pace. And some fisticuffs in the early going. Trying to pull one in front with Zubras. He was denied. Taken here by Coburn for the Flyers. Lifts this out to center. Here's Umberger trying to get on the puck. Zidlitsky got back to take it away.
Well, you mentioned the physical game going on the first 5 minutes, and I don't mind that. I mean, both teams trying to get their teams going here and showing some emotion early on. And again, we've seen this in the history of these two franchises against each other.
Reed with a shot. Stop made by Schneider. Puck jarred loose. Worked ahead to the stick of Scott Gomez. Punched across to John Merrill. Yager at center ice. Tried to backhand one in. The Devils are offside here.
Well, we take a look at Adam Larsson coming onto the ice. Played over 26 minutes last night, Steve. 26-37. Had 4 blocked shots. He was in the right position most of the night. He had a couple of hits, hit the crossbar, had a couple of scoring opportunities. So he did a little bit of everything last night in the loss to the Canadiens. And I believe that his offense can continue to get better. He's taking care of his own end. And as the confidence grows, as he feels better about his game, he'll take a few more risks in the offensive zone. We saw that last night.
You saw power play time, a lot of it for Adam Larsson in that game against Montreal as well. The illness to Eric Jelena playing into that. Here's Voracek who gets going, works it across. Played in by Michael Del Zotto back in the Flyers lineup tonight. Centering try is whisked away by Andy Green. Del Zotto was involved in a frightening incident just 3 days ago. Taken here, Havlat with a shot, and it's held by Ray Emery.
Go back to Adam Larsson last night. Here's a good scoring chance. He jumps into the play, gets a good wrist shot. There he blocks a shot, feels a little bit, and then right here, wicked slap shot off the crossbar. I don't think Adam uses his shot enough. Showed there that he can let it go. And again, I mentioned young defensemen. As you start feeling better about your game, you're willing to take a few more offensive risks. And drafted 4th overall, he was known to bring some offense.
Here come the Flyers the other way. Belmar works it across, looking for Vandevelde, but broken up. Fourth liners have been outstanding for the Flyers in the recent stretch. Belmar, Vandevelde, now they were playing a lot with LeCavalier leading up to this game. Things are juggled somewhat with Giroux out of the lineup. Icing is waved off here. Fraser winds it around. It deflects off Gomez's stick and played back. Whiffing on the first pass, Luke Chen. Taken here by the Devils instead. Here's Jaromir Jagr, the one-time Flyer, works it across. Gomez trying to find the handle. It's loose. Jagr got twisted up, taken away by Philadelphia. A 3-on-2 for the Flyers as Simmons works it across. Here's Reed walking in, shoots, and a save by Schneider. Merrill behind goal collects here for New Jersey. On with Seth Helgeson. Devils have had injuries every way, shape, or form, it seems, coming into tonight. Peter Harold, the latest to sit out, thus the need to call up Mark Fraser today from Albany. Merrill holds the line at the blue line, and now Elias at center ice. Taken away. Couturier's blind pass is taken away.
Well, Mark Fraser couldn't pick a better time to get called up as
Zajac across. Elias shot and a save by Emery, who holds on. No score at the Rock. 12:37 to go in the first.
Devils got a good scoring opportunity right here. Headman the puck quickly up to Travis Zajac from Andy Green. Over to Elias. He gets the quick wrist shot. Ray Emery bobbles it a little bit. Almost between the arm and the body of the glove side. Good chance for the Devils. Got to keep shooting, get pucks in net. Shots on goal 3-1 in the early stages.
For Emery, this is his second year back with the Flyers. He won just 9 games last year. Steve Mason emerged as the true #1. Mason played last night as the Flyers mix it up. Andy Green holds the zone, and Camilleri plays this to Zubras. Gets a pass across, controlled here by Larsson, who sends it in. Ryder behind the net. Tied up by Nicholas Grossman. Now Zubras on the far side works the puck free. Pressure here by this unit, played back, taken here by Larsson at the point. His wrist shot, they look for the redirection, it didn't get through. Here's Larsson again, fires away, and that shot trickles just wide. Andy Green, Johnny on his horse, comes in, pays it here to Zubras. Kind of Zubras knocked down by Strike, but continues on, ridden into the boards by Braden Shen.
Most important thing for a defenseman on shots from the point, especially in the league where
Schultz comes in, works it across, and that's broken up.
where shot blocking is at a premium, is getting it by that first man. You saw Adam Larson twice get it by the first man. He really is inept at getting his shots through, and good chance there. A couple of deflections, almost a goal.
Shot by LeCavalier is blocked away. Devils working ahead. Here's Scott Gomez into the zone. Gomez waits, holds, tries to play it back for Fraser, but that's taken away by the Flyers. And here's Bellemare back the other way for Philadelphia. The French-born winger dishes across to LeCavalier. Played back. Luke Schenn with a shot, and that's stopped in front. Gomez ahead. Henrique at center ice. Those two on with Jaromir Jagr as it's punched back into the Devils' end.
Stevens, we see Mark Fraser on there. It's the reason I was saying perfect time for him to be called up. We saw 2 scraps in the first couple of minutes of this game, and he's no stranger to the physical side of the game. He loves games like this. They're built for him.
Devils drafted him 84th overall back in 2005. His second stint with the club. This is played back towards center ice, and Schenn, Luke that is, works it across for Braden Coburn. Longest tenured member of the Flyers is number 5, the defenseman on the puck here.
Don't be surprised if you see Mark Fraser in an altercation in this hockey game, as he's seen a couple of guys go already. He can really handle himself with the fisticuffs.
He's made it back, now to stay for a while. Interesting to see how he defines what his role is. Here's Helgeson at the point. Wrist shot blocked away with ease by Emery. Taken here by Zajac. Zajac reverses course on Simmons. Here's Travis. Circles away from Simmons a second time. Works it across. Picks up John Merrill on the opposite side. Here's Merrill holding. Merrill able to walk in and shoot. That's blocked away off a leg in front. Helgeson there to quickly play it into the corner. Coburn on the puck will lift it away. Better than halfway through period 1. No score on this Saturday night. This is the second of a 3-game homestand for the Devils here this evening. Buffalo comes to the Rock on Tuesday night. Here's Gomez darting to center. Works it across. Picks up Andy Green. A return pass. Gomez crashes into the zone. Picked up here by Larson. Devils are crushing the issue here early on tonight as Grossman winds it around. Green trying to hold the zone, but it comes across to R.J. Umberger. Here's Umberger to center. He's over the line. He shoots. That shot juggled by Schneider. Paddles it out of midair and taken by Gomez. Gomez across. Here's Andy Green. Tried to play it across. Flyers interrupt that, and Braden Schenn comes back the other way for Philadelphia. Schultz able to throw this in deep. Pressure by the Flyers. LeCavalier is bumped by Andy Green. Vincent LeCavalier able to come out of the corner with it. Cup winner with the Tampa Bay Lightning. He spent 14 years with that franchise. Former Rocket Richard Trophy winner. Played down low. Flyers looking to make something of this. Sidlitsky able to slow up his man, and this is punched out of the zone. Or at least Green attempting to do so. Now Jagr fighting for it and played across. Here's Sidlitsky on the move for the Devils. Able to drop this. Cuomo route to with a shot. Save made by Emery. And it deflects back to him. He covers. Under 8 minutes to go. Opening period. No score at the Rock, the Devils and Flyers. Trivia question tonight is brought to you by Cadillac. Which players lead each team in penalty minutes in the all-time series between the Devils and Flyers? The guy we're looking at is a candidate. That guy's a candidate. The guy sitting to my right up here in the booth is a candidate. Not number 27. This is a great question.
It really is. It could be a number of guys. For the Flyers, I'm thinking the guy behind the bench for him, Craig Berube, maybe Rick Tocchet, Dave Brown. For the Devils, yours truly could be there, but I don't know the answer to this. Randy McKay, Mike Peluso possibly, and yes, maybe co-coach Scott Stevens. So this is a good one.
Face-off is to the left of Ray Emery. Off the draw, it's one back by the Flyers. McDonald. And the Flyers work it out to center. Craig Berube with a lineup tonight featuring 7 defensemen. Going with the 11 forwards with Giroux out of the lineup. Picked up here. Michael Del Zotto able to work this across. They sold Del Zotto back from a scary injury on Wednesday night. He took a skate across the net. He was very fortunate not to be much more seriously injured. Picked up here by Camilleri and worked back to Adam Larsson. Here's Camilleri off the feed from Larsson. Nurses it in deep. Taken away by Michael Del Zotto. Picks up Couturier at center, and he fires in. Puck winds around, deflected away. Able to gain the zone here. Le Cavalier controlling, tried to send it towards goal, but that's blocked away by Larsson. Stoppage in play here as it's knocked down with a high stick. Mark Fraser with the Devils. Scott Gomez was the 25th, and tonight Mark Fraser becomes the 26th player to have a second stint with New Jersey. Give it time. Danica will be back. His 45 penalty minutes this season for Albany coming in just 18 games with the A-Devils. So you mentioned that element that he very often brings. That was certainly evident down in the AHL. This is his first game for the Devils since December 8th, 2011. He was dealt to Anaheim along with Rod Pelly. Both players are currently back with the Devils organization. Nearly given away. They score! It was taken away by Henrique, and from the near impossible angle, Jaromir Jagr puts it in.
Devils strike first. And who else but the ageless wonder, Jaromir Jagr. There's the steal from Adam Henrique. Ray Emery, the goaltender for Flyers, has trouble handling it. Henrique reads it perfectly. He's able to see Jagr off to the right of Emery and on the goal line almost. That happened because of his long reach, Steve. He's able to find the part of the net, give the Devils a 1-0 lead. I don't know if many other players could have put it in from there on the Devils anyway, just simply because Jaromir Jagr's long reach there. He didn't have a whole lot to shoot at from the goal line.
Flyers offside here.
Let's take a look one more time. Good hustle by Adam Henrique on the forecheck. He reads where Ray Emery's going to go with that puck. And he's able to poke it to Jaromir Jagr. And he wastes no time right here. You see, get it to Jagr, and from almost an impossible angle, you see his feet were well below the goal line, yet his stick was over the goal line with that long reach I'm talking about. And the Devils get on the board first, something that we haven't seen a lot of. They got off to a quicker start. You had talked about that earlier on.
His 7th goal of the season. Important to do that against a goaltender like Emery, who has enjoyed this rivalry, and he's had the Devils' number a little bit, Kenny.
He has, and that's a big reason why we see Ray Emery in the nets. We saw when we played in Philadelphia recently when the Devils were handed a 4-1 loss. So Ray Emery feels very comfortable against the Devils. Important for them to score that early goal.
Henrique gets the lone assist at 13-20 for Adam Henrique. That's his 12th helper of the year. Off the draw. Simmons and the Flyers trying to control, but it comes to Patrick Elias instead, and worked ahead to the stick of Martin Havlat. Here's Raffl firing back in. Just over 6 minutes to go in this first period of play. Here's Zajac. Played across for Marek Zidlitsky. Drops this for Martin Havlat, but a stoppage here. The Devils are offside. Will step aside at the Rock. 1-0 game on the Jagr goal.
Under 6 minutes to play in the first period. Stay with us for the GMC intermission report. With the Devils leading 1-0, we will have an interview right outside New Jersey's dressing room. Plus, Stan Fischler joins us on the GMC intermission report. John McClain with the guys at Hockey Night Live. We get Stan tonight, guys.
Always good to have the Maven. It makes the event bigger, doesn't it? Look forward to that, Deb. The Rangers are up 4-0 on the Buffalo Sabres. Hockey Night will have that covered. Brassard, Kreider, Nash, and Boyle have scored for New York. Taken here by Merrill and worked across. Flyers center the puck, but Sestito there to take this away for the Devils. New Jersey coming off the loss last night against Montreal, nearly given away in front, deflecting back towards the point. Del Zotto to the stick of Belmar. Here's Belmar sending it towards goal. That went wide. Now Lu Chen firing from the opposite side, and that trickles in front of Schneider again. Surge here by the Flyers as the Devils try to work it away. Here's Merrill playing this ahead. Got by Tuomo Ruutu and played back towards Luke Schenn. Mentioned the 8-game road trip for the Flyers that concludes tonight. Began with great promise. They won the first 3, winless in the past 4 coming into tonight.
But guys, I want to go back to something a couple of shifts ago. You see, stop it right there, guys. You see the Flyers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys in the neutral zone. They're trying to find a better, go ahead, roll it now, and a better defensive posture, Steve. You got 2 guys in the top 5 in scoring in the National Hockey League. But the problem with the Philadelphia Flyers has been their defensive style, the defensive system. There you see 5 guys in the picture, and you don't always see that with a Flyer team the last couple of years. So they're trying to become a tougher team to get through in the neutral zone.
Picked there here by Philadelphia. Now Ryder trying to muscle it out of the zone. Collected by the Flyers. Reed works it back. Shot by Schultz is stopped by Corey Schneider. We got a stoppage in play. It's our first penalty, and it's a high stick. It's against New Jersey. Or is it? The Flyers are going to the bench here.
It looks like R.J. Umberger for high-sticking Marek Zidlitsky. There you see Zid takes his helmet off to readjust it a little bit. You see the shot from the point, and there's Umberger. Oh, you see his stick swing around and hit Marek Zidlitsky right in the face, and that's not something that's done on purpose, but you're responsible for the control of your stick. And it happened to hit Zidlitsky right in the face, and Devils go on the power play. This is an area they have to exploit. The Flyers, who are dead last in the National Hockey League on the penalty kill.
Indeed, 30th. Flyers killing them off only at a rate of 79%. So Umberger for high sticking at 15-16. Here's Elias on the puck, works it down low. Centering try by Hadlad is broken up. Guided back to Marek Zidlitsky. Played across. Quick shot fired by Zajac. Stopped in front. Elias shoots. He scores. Patrick Elias at the side of the net. He moves one closer to the milestone 400. That's his 398th all-time.
Well, another guy coming back from sickness, Patrick Elias. The all-time leading scorer in the New Jersey Devils, and good to see him get back on the score sheet. There you see the shot originally blocked by the Flyer defenseman, but it comes right back. Nick Schultz goes down, blocks it. Puck's able to come back to a Devil over to Patrick Elias, and he has the whole left side of the net and beats Ray Emery to give the Devils a 2-0 lead. And something we haven't seen enough of this year from the Devils, Steve, is take a 2-goal lead. You get that first one, and you get an opportunity on power play. You got to try to increase your lead. Devils are able to do it there, and something they'll be continuing to look forward to if they're going to win more hockey games with regularity.
Power play was 0 for 3 last night against the Canadiens. Clicks on its first chance here tonight as Green backs this down. Picked up by Philadelphia, and that shot by Voracek is held by Corey Schneider.
Take a look at the goal one more time. There you see Travis Zajac with the shot blocked by Schultz. Puck ends up getting to Marty Havlat, and he finds his longtime friend and countryman Patrick Elias with the nice backhand pass. He buries it by Ray Emery to give the Devils a 2-0 lead.
Here's the thing, Elias off to a relatively slow start, and then the battle with Mumps, those milestones that he's been closing in on, all put on hold for a bit, and he is anxious, one of the many, to start warming up. Bouncing puck can't be controlled by Philadelphia. McDonald has to retreat. Give the assist to Havlat and Zajac on the Elias power play goal. Ruutu was tied up, holding the zone. Mark Fraser for the Devils. Delzato on the move here for Philadelphia, and worked ahead to the stick of Michael Raffl. Big hit by Zach Rinaldo on Scott Gomez. There's a penalty coming up.
And Mark Fraser's right in the face of Ronaldo, but very smart move by him. He doesn't need to go after him right there. Scotty Gomez is taken a run at by Zach Rinaldo. Flyers back to the penalty box right here after he releases the puck, and there's Ronaldo following through on his check, and we know that's what Ronaldo will do. And look, to me, Steve, the puck was probably released a little bit too long, but Ronaldo just finishing his man there, and there you see Mark Fraser, and that's just a smart play. He could have went after him. That's part of Mark Fraser's role, protecting his teammates, but you take a number. You don't need to do it there. More important, you need to go back on the power play with a 2-0 lead.
Ronaldo off, the Devils back to work with the man advantage, and here's Michael Ryder for New Jersey. Devils set up. Ryder, Havlat, and Elias are on. Zidlitsky at the point with Zajac. Taken here by Elias. Elias holding, tries to thread the needle for Ryder, turning around and shooting Zidlitsky, and a save by Ray Emery. Elias waits along the near boards. Tied up by Belmar. Roughed up in the corner is Havlat, who stays strong on the puck, works it back, Zidlitsky across, Zajac shoots, and a save made by Ray Emery, who holds on.
Well, it's good to see they have Travis Zajac in the left circle for the one-timer, being a right-handed shot. He's had a couple opportunities. In fact, the first one created a goal, even though it was blocked there. He gets a good shot away, nice pass from Zidlitsky. Ray Emery had to make a good save.
Why is Zajac on the point in recent games? What's the value of that, Kenny?
Well, I think you always talk about Adam Oates wanting right-handed shooters, left-handed shooters. And Travis Zajac can shoot the puck and needs to shoot more. We've talked about it a lot. There you saw a good shot by him.
Yager takes in the corner. Jaromir Yager steps up in the circle. Stick handles. That's off the stick of Nick Schultz. Face-off will stay in the Flyers zone. The architect of this power play, of course, is Adam Oates.
There you see Adam Oates. He wants right-handed shots on the left side, left-handed shots on the right side. So you're set up for that one-timer, and you waste no time. It's so difficult to get shots through nowadays with the way guys play and good position blocking shots. You don't have time, and there you see Travis Zajac with the good one-timer there. And that's the reason he's on the point, is he's got a good shot. He's a right-handed shot, and he can let it go, and he's playing on the left side.
Flyers get it clear. Still a minute to go in the penalty to Zach Ronaldo. Merrill and Larson step on. Gomez, Yager, and Camilleri getting their chance with the man advantage now. And Adam Larson starts the rush for the Devils and fires it in. Picked up here by Coburn. Put it on the stick of Yager. Played back to the point where Larson's got it. Adam Larson across. Merrill finds Yager. They play it down low. Gomez centering try, deflected off Coburn's stick, and the Flyers get it clear.
Devils move the puck pretty well there. Philadelphia in good position, giving the Devils nothing in the center of their zone.
Devils power play coming into the night, tied for 11th in the NHL. Ruutu tries to play it for Zubras and does. Now guided back. Larson at the point. Dishes off. Here's Dinah Zubras. Down low for Adam Henrique. And guided back to Larson. Final seconds of the power play. Here's Merrill with a shot. Blocked by Shen. Out of the box is Ronaldo, and we're back to 5-on-5. 2 shots on the New Jersey power play. Grossman able to get it out of the zone. And taken here by Ronaldo. A minute to go in the opening period. It's been a good one for New Jersey. They lead by 2. Henrique trying to weave his way deep into the Flyers' end. Taken away by Raffle. Andrew McDonald, the ex-Islander, plays it ahead. Shen is hit by Zubras. Green able to punch one out to center, where Belmar gives it back to Andy Green. Half a minute to go, taken here by Fraser. Mark Fraser split last season between Toronto and Edmonton. Played across, broken up by Zajac, and guided back with 17 seconds to go. Time for another rush, but that deflects off Havlat's stick and out of play.
Good first 20 minutes for the New Jersey Devils, and I don't know if it's coincidence or what. Don't need to see a fight every night. I know we keep talking about how the game has changed and how fighting is down, but look at the 2 times the Devils have been emotionally involved early on. Jordan Tutu against the Penguins, and Bortuzzo tonight, a couple of scraps. Devils seem to excel in that when they do play physical and they're up 2-0.
Positive reviews likely of this first period. Remember, New Year's Eve, they were held to a season low in shots. Jagr shoots and scores with 3 seconds left. Jaromir Jagr, second of the game, and it's 3-0 New Jersey.
Wouldn't be bad for the New Jersey Devils. We talk about Ryder and Camilleri if this guy heats up as well. And he's starting to. Jaromir Jagr with his second goal of the period. Time winding down. And Jaromir Jagr able to steal that puck from Mark Streit, a bouncing puck. Again, the long reach comes into play. Pulls it back to his forehand. He snaps that puck by Ray Emery to give the Devils a 3-0 lead.
10 shots for the Devils in the opening period after they had 13 through the first 2 periods last night. On their feet at Prudential Center, this solid crowd on a Saturday night. The GMC first intermission report coming your way. Deb and the Maven Stan Fischler, moments away. Well, if you're looking for a fun family night out, purchase a Devils family pack and get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for $99 on select games, exclusively available at the Prudential Center box office. For more information, visit NewJerseyDevils.com/family. Too many penalties taken by the Devils lately. They've been shorthanded more times than any team except Winnipeg. The edict came, stay out of the box, fellas, which leads us to Mr. Danico.
So far, so good. Tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. And there we look at the Devils' penalty kill on the season, 79.2%. Tied for 22nd in the National Hockey League. Although it's been lights out the last 10-15 games, allowed 21 goals on their first 59 kill attempts this season. Last 7 games, Steve, killed 23 of 24 penalties at 95.8% clip. And a big reason why they jumped from the bottom early on in the season all the way up to 22nd. More like we're used to seeing over the years with this Devils penalty kill.
Hey, tied for 21st if you want to be precise, okay? Steve Mason has come on to replace
Did
Ray
they make a
Emery.
mistake there?
You said 22nd. Let's get it as high as we can, my friend. Ray Emery is done after allowing 3 goals on 10 Devil shots.
Don't you know I'm like the anchor man? I read what's on the prompter. It says
why would I believe that? Ready to go to start the second period. First one was a terrific one for the Devils. 3 goals in a period. The only time they've scored 4 in a period this season against the Florida Panthers in the opening week of the year. Off the draw, it's won by Travis Zajac. 2 for Jagr, 1 for Elias. The old pros getting it done in the opening period as it's nursed back into the Flyers' end, and Michael Del Zotto. Not sure what Craig Berube had to say between periods. I'm sure it wasn't happy birthday to his team as this is fired in. Off the side of the net. Zidliski looking to tie up his man, and it comes here to Elias, and he gives to Zajac. Line stays intact from the previous game. Zajac, Havlat, and Elias. McDonald ties up Travis Zajac. Matt Reed back in his own end for the Philadelphia Flyers. 3rd of 4 meetings between the teams this season. They split the first 2. Used to be they play each other 8 times in the regular season. Those days are long gone. Here's Travis working it free. Elias, neat pass back to the point. That shot by Larson is blocked away in front. Worked back the other way by Sean Couturier. Picked up by Camilleri for the Devils, and he backs one into the Flyers' end. Steve Mason is the #1 for Philadelphia. Calder Trophy winner from his days with the Columbus Blue Jackets back in 2009, the Rookie of the Year.
The Devils, one of their best periods in the first period against the Flyers, and they took advantage of Philadelphia being at the end of a long road trip, but you have to make it happen. That's what they did. Kept firing pucks, capitalized on the power play. And there's Michael Ryder. Broke that long 21-goal scoring drought in the last game against the Montreal Canadiens. See 5 goals, 10 assists in the season, and you just felt he had a little more jump, a little more excitement last game against the Canadians, even though they did lose. He's one of the guys that leads the team in scoring chances along with Jaromir Jagr. And that's not a whole lot from a lot of guys, but he needs to shoot the puck a lot. And I expect Michael Ryder to pick up the goal scoring, not just scoring last night, the rest of the season. Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, three-time 30-goal scorer in his career. He did that twice with Montreal. With Dallas 3 years ago, Ryder scored 30. Gomez backs it off the backboard and comes back to center ice. You mentioned all the traveling that the Flyers have done and the fatigue that maybe settles in at the tail end of this trip. They will have traveled more than 7,000 miles as Brayden Schenn works it across, and it comes to Cory Schneider, who holds on. Vinny Lecavalier has been part of that traveling contingent. Look at this, 4 goals in his last 6. He had scored only twice in the previous 18. How bad did it get? He was a healthy scratch 7 times. This is a guy who scored 52 in one season at one point for the Tampa Bay Lightning. He had to swallow his pride a little bit. I'm wondering if he's coming out on the other end here, Dano.
Well, it looks like it. Couldn't be a better time for the Philadelphia Flyers and Vinny Lecavalier. We know he's a guy that can score. Yes, he's getting older. He probably won't score at the pace he's used to, but really coming on as of late.
Elias blocked that from McDonald, and now fights for the puck deep in the Flyer end. Taken away by Andrew McDonald and worked ahead by the Flyers. Here's Jake Voracek over the line. Beautiful pass, and the shot wouldn't go. Schneider made the save on the cutting Brayden Schenn. Voracek works it back. First big play from Jake Voracek, who's over the line once again. Again, the National Hockey League leading scorer coming into tonight is 93 in white. Playing tonight without centerman Claude Giroux, missing due to injury, and it's played here to the stick of Havlat. Works it free. Zajac at center ice, gobbles up the loose puck. Able to drop this 2-2 with a shot and a wrister that went wide.
Oh, nice drop pass from Travis Zajac. 2-2 got a lot on that wrist shot. Just fired it wide.
Taken by 2-2 again and worked across. Zidlitsky on the move for the Devils. Works it ahead. Taken here. Ryder drops it for 2-2, who's firing away now on this shift, and he sent it wide again.
Nothing wrong with getting pucks toward the net. You got to shoot to score. Devils taking a lot of them. That Flyers goaltender Mason now, who has relieved Ray Emery in goal after the first period.
Pop back into the Flyers end where Schultz is back to collect this. Opening minutes of the second period. 3-0 Devils. Jagr has scored twice tonight. Elias the other. Merrill back in his own end. Puck jarred loose. Jagr trying to get on it. Played back deep where Merrill. Under pressure from a couple of Flyers. Lecavalier works it behind the net. Vandevelde, second-year Flyer, trying to control. Taken back by the Flyers here. Good pressure by this unit. This is that trio. Really been the best for the Flyers in recent games. Quick shot saved by Schneider. Lecavalier tried to pop home a rebound, but it wouldn't go. Taken by Jagr, and here come the Devils with a 3-on-2. Camilleri works it across. Henrique one-handed it. Taken by the Flyers. Vandevelde is hit by Jagr. And Philadelphia looks to settle this down. To center ice where Zajac works it across. Here's Larson over the line. Gives to Jagr. Jagr for Zajac. He fires, and that shot is blocked away. That's Vandevelde who closed the lane. Worked across, and the bouncing puck gets by Adam Henrique. Played back to the point. Green shooting. That deflected towards Mason, who makes the glove save.
And that deflection was off the stick of Jagr, looking for the hat trick. 2 goals in the first period. Devils moving the puck around, get it back to Andy Green. He blasts one. You see Jaromir Jagr off to the side. Steve Mason able to track that puck down and pick it up with his glove. It'll be interesting to see how many times Jaromir shoots the puck to try to get that hat trick, although he loves to pass as well. I think what's most important to him is the team continues to play well and gets a victory.
Gomez settles in here. The Devils trying to get some traction at home. The wins at home, Kenny, they've been few and far between. They've won just 5 of the first 17 here at Prudential Center. A lot of the fans were looking forward to the home-heavy portion of the schedule that really began to kick in about a week and a half ago. Looking to make that count now as it's worked back here. Luke Shen plays it across for Schultz. Here's Voracek, who picks up the puck at center. Jake Voracek walks in, works it across for the cutting Matt Reed. That pass got by him, and Gomez back the other way. Cross-ice pass for Havlat. Shovels it across. Elias throws one in front, and Mason able to guide that away. Back come the Flyers in the opposite direction. Worked across, bouncing puck too hard for Reed to control. John Merrill navigating some white and orange traffic, takes this and works it across for Gomez. Here's Scott Gomez on the move. Pass behind Patrick Elias, and the Devils will regroup. Here's Elias at center. He'll dump in. Devils will use the opportunity to complete the change. Simmons for Philadelphia. Works it across. Devils meet the Flyers well at the line, and Ryder plays this to the stick of Mark Fraser. Now Camilleri guides one into the Flyers' end. Nicholas Grossman tied up by the Devils. Ronaldo trying to track this down. That puck taken off the boards neatly by Zidlitsky. Zidlitsky holding, throws it to the circle. Ryder able to collect the loose puck. He's tied up by McDonald. Good pressure by the Devils, but skated away here by Philadelphia. And Simmons darts back the other way. Collides with Fraser.
You saw Marek Zidlitsky make a real tight turn in the Flyers' end, and looking at his stick, very short, Stevie, for a defenseman. Most defensemen like to use a little longer for the poke check. But Marek Zidlitsky, being a puck handler and a guy that likes to make moves, you see, it worked wonders there in the corner.
Couturier with a shot is saved by Schneider. Larson defending behind the Devils' net. He's all over R.J. Umberger. Flyers drop this back to the point. Delzato shooting. That deflects wide. Shen along the near board. Sees the puck worked away by Tuomo Ruutu. Played better than 7 minutes here in the second period. It remains a 3-0 game. Bouncing puck at center ice. Sestito will get on this and dump in. Devils change all 5 on the fly. Flyers try to take advantage. The stretch pass for Belmar, but nobody home on the other side. And Merrill will send this the length of the ice. Icing against the Devils.
There's Mark Streit, the veteran defenseman for the Philadelphia Flyers and the longtime captain of the New York Islanders, having himself a real good year. 25 points in the season. We know he's a very smooth puck handler. He's also got a +4 rating on a team that gives up a lot of goals. So he's a guy you can always count on, and he continues to play at a high level, Steve, with this Flyer hockey team.
37 years old now, Mark Streit, and still showing playmaking ability from the blue line. Taken here. Devils have a guy who fits that mode too in Marek Zidlitsky. Here's Helgeson winding it around, but not out of the zone. Coburn able to shoot. Stick save made by Schneider. Corey Schneider stopped all 9 Flyers shots as Zajac works it ahead to the stick of Martin Havlat. Here's Merrill, the defenseman, who'll dump in. Zajac, first man deep in the zone, collides with Coburn. Lecavalier tries to work at 3. Henrique covering the point. Lecavalier able to regroup for the Flyers. Quickly played ahead. Henrique tries to shovel it across. Havlat one-hands it in deep. Taken away by Henrique. Drew one in front. Here's Yager stepping on, but the puck got by him, and it's taken by Philadelphia. Voracek. A couple of Devils converge on him. Worked it free. Delzato couldn't control. And Gomez will bank it out of harm's way.
Good help defensively by Scotty Gomez, getting his stick in there in the Devils zone.
Martin Havlat has an assist tonight. We saw Ryder and Camilleri end droughts in goal scoring last night. Havlat would love to do the same. Returning from illness last night, he scored just once in his last 15 games. He was telling me yesterday the stops and starts to his season have just really killed any chance for momentum. Where it affects him, he says, is the legs, the timing, and we use the cliche, I guess, but it's true, confidence. As Yager strips this away and controls here. Strike trying to recover on Jaromir Yager. Taken here by Gomez. Got it back to the point. Green works it across. Now Larson with a shot that's stopped by Mason. Jágr again for the Devils, working on a 2-goal night. Played ahead for Voracek, who's on the move here for Philadelphia. Flyers looking for that moment to turn things around. They drop it to the circle, and a quick shot is stopped by Corey Schneider. Back the other way for the Devils. It's a 4-on-2 if they hurry. Gomez takes this. He shoots. Scores! Scott Gomez! The Devils score on the odd man rush, and they open a 4-0 lead.
You get a big save at one end from Corey Schneider, and the Devils able to counterattack. You see 4 Devils down low helping out Scotty Gomez. In fact, picks that puck up, headmans it to Adam Larson, and Henrique finds Scotty Gomez following up the play. And a rare time we see Scotty Gomez with the shoot first mentality, but there was Adam Larson and a Philadelphia Flyers screening as well, so Scotty Gomez elects to shoot, and he blasts it by Mason to give the Devils a 4-goal lead.
It was former Devils assistant Larry Robinson who would work with Scott Gomez late in so many practices, telling him, regardless of how good a playmaker he was, if he doesn't shoot, he'd be easy to defend, because he would always telegraph what he's about to do. Big goal for the Devils to open it up further to make it 4-0, and Camilleri has this as he gives here to John Merrill. For Scott Gomez, his 3rd goal this season as the Flyers meet the Devils at the line, and it's taken here by McDonald. Points in back-to-back games now for Gomez. They added an assist after we left the building last night on the last Devils goal. Henrique, the primary assist.
And number 5,
Adam Larson gets the second assist at 9:35 to open it up. Now Ronaldo busting into the Devils zone, but he's met well by Zidlinsky. You see this coming tonight?
Well, you knew the Flyers were coming in after a long road trip last game of it. Yes, you're going to be a little weary, but you got to take advantage of it. The Devils have executed, and you knew the chances, the post, the crossbars we talked about, Steve. Something had to go their way if they stuck with it. And this is a group that believes if they string a couple of good games together and get it going, well, they needed to string one good game, and so far, with just over half a period or half a game gone, 4 goals scored. That has to make them feel real good. But I've been more impressed with the second period, how they're taking care of their own end as well responsibly, and then going on the offensive attack.
Here's Elias now looking for more. Played down low. Havlat works this to the stick of Travis Zajac. It's been all Devils so far tonight. A 4-0 lead over the Philadelphia Flyers. Given up. Havlat centering try. Zajac works it back to the point where Green has got it. Played across to the stick of John Merrill. Back to Andy Green. His wrist shot. Looking for the deflection, and it went wide. Merrill quickly on the loose puck. Devils doing things crisply tonight in the offensive third. Taken here by Elias again. Under some pressure, but gives here to Zajac, who lost control. Flyers here will simply opt to ice the puck. If I can tell you the significance here of scoring 4 goals for the Devils this evening. Last night marked the 35th time in 40 games this season that New Jersey was held to 3 goals or less. That's the most of any NHL team. This is reminiscent of that first week of the season, Kenny, where they lit it up and scored 11 in the first 2 games.
And they were down 3-0 to Montreal. Didn't quit, scored a couple of goals. Now they're healthy, or healthier, so they feel they've got a more balanced attack.
Shot by Jágr is stopped by Mason. Didn't see the puck. He was clearly screened. Play down low, and Gomez has got it. Scott Gomez behind goal. Centering try, looking for Jágr. He scored! Jaromir Jágr, the hat trick!
Well, not too long ago I mentioned is Jaromir Jágr going to be looking for the hat trick, and he wasted no time here. 7:28 left in the second period, and that's 3 for the big fella. You look at his last time he scored a hat trick, and hats are flying everywhere. What a big night so far for the Devils. And yes, that man, Jaromir Jagr, who has, what, over 700 goals, 1,700 points, and he just continues to amaze you. There we'll look at right here, Steve, on the replay. The quick feed, Jaromir Jagr gets inside position on Nicholas Grossman. Scotty Gomez. Is that Gomez? I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Who found him there? And it was Scotty Gomez, correct. Right there, he's such a nifty passer, head up. Puts it on Jagr's stick. Only place it could be put for him to get a piece of that. And it was delayed, but the referee was right there. And there you see the puck past Mason for his third goal of the night.
714. If you love to have fun with numbers, and some want to call him the Babe Ruth of the National Hockey League, he's matched the Babe's home run total, which was 714 in his illustrious career. He's now just 3 away from Phil Esposito. If he really got hot, he can pick off Marcel Dion by the time the season comes to an end.
You just have to be amazed at how he has performed late in his career here, and who knows how long he's going to go, but he continues to play at such a high level, and we've talked about it many times, as a lot of people have. His conditioning, his preparation, and his mind on hockey 24/7. There's no coincidence why he continues to excel at the ripe old age of 42.
His 15th career hat trick coming tonight. 5-0 Devils. Here's Voracek trying to answer, collides into Schneider, who has the mask knocked off and a stoppage in play. Jake Voracek crashing the Devils' goal. We'll sort it out when we come back.
Devils enjoying a 5-0 lead, but the Flyers, leading goal scorer in the national, or leading point getter in the National Hockey League, tries to change that, and oh boy, that was dangerous. See him go hard to the net. Voracek, Corey Schneider gets the right pad out, makes the save. His mask gets knocked off, and you see the right skate of Jacob Voracek come across Corey Schneider and just brush him. But that was so dangerous. If the blade gets anywhere near his face, that's trouble.
We've seen too much of that, and the Flyers have been involved with a lot of it. We play on with just over 7 minutes to go. Played back to the point. Coburn with a shot, and that's deflected wide. Jaromir Jagr with his first hat trick since 2006. He played for a team that plays its home games roughly 10 miles from here at the time he had that hat trick, as Voracek collects in.
He also had a 3-year hiatus in that time in the KHL in Russia. But that's still surprising me, Steve. That's his first hat trick since 2006. But there's been a lot of points in between.
Scott Gomez is working on a 3-point night, a goal and 2 assists for him. Here's Coburn back to collect for the Flyers. The fans here are loving it, with the exception of some of those who made the 90-mile drive north on the turnpike and wearing orange here in the building. 5-goal lead for the Devils as it's taken here and fired back in by Raffl. Schneider has to let it go as it got by the trapezoid. Played back. Luke Schenn with a shot, and that's blocked away by Tuomo Ruutu. Collected by Tutu. It's a 2-on-1. He's got Sestito with him. Works it across. Sestito's shot is a save by Mason. Tim Sestito looking for his first National Hockey League goal.
And it was so close on a real nice setup on the 2-on-1 from Jordan Tutu.
Here's Merrill collecting. Played down low. Elias has it. Patrick Elias looking for Havlat and taken here by Simmons. Wayne Simmons dumps back in, and Merrill is back. Zajac keeps the puck moving. Havlat can't work it out of the zone, but Elias is there to gobble up the loose puck. Simmons takes it back and fires right back in. Pushed into the side of the net, taken here by Philadelphia. Braden Schenn trying to twist away from traffic. Seth Helgeson has him tied up. Helgeson has an assist on that last Jagr goal. Puck winds around, bouncing out of the zone and taken here by Philadelphia.
The Devils would like a few more of these nights, and there's still some hockey to be played here, but 5 goals on 15 shots. And it's been a long time coming to be rewarded for their effort.
Here's Zajac shooting, and he fired it wide. Off the feed from Patrick Elias. And Green back here. There are some nights it just all works, and this is one of them. The man of the hour, Jágr, is tied up at center ice. Love down by the Flyers and worked across to Voracek. Here's Jake Voracek over the line, tries the power move, got a shot away, and it wouldn't go.
Boy, Voracek cuts hard to the net. You can understand why he has so many points this season.
Here's Jágr again. Crosses up, gives to Green, back to Jágr, shooting, saved by Emery, and the rebound wouldn't go. That was Gomez trying to clean up. LeCavalier calling for the puck, and the Flyers couldn't get it to him.
Jaromir Jágr, it's his night. Another great scoring chance on the feed from Scotty Gomez. Almost his 4th goal. Mason had to make a big save.
Vandevelde for Philadelphia. Flyers are onside. That shot is saved by Schneider, and he covers up the rebound. 3:39 to go, middle period. Devils put a 5 spot on the board. Tonight's Hometown Heroes are presented by Geico, members of the 177th Fighter Wing base out of Atlantic City. These brave men and women have each served their country for a number of years while also contributing to a number of emergency situations in New Jersey. When Hurricane Sandy hit in 2012, these military members did their part to aid a number of New Jersey residents in need. We thank these American heroes for their service. Have a good time, and they're watching some hockey history tonight, aren't they? A Jágr hat trick at the age of 42. Zubris tries to work it out of the zone. Braden Shen back for Voracek. Taken here by Braden Shen again. Works it across. The one-time shot, they score! That's Andrew McDonald up from his defensive position, and the Flyers are on the board.
Philadelphia, we're applying pressure. We saw Voracek close a couple of times going to the net hard. Finally, they're able to get on the board, spending time in the Devils' end. And this is a real nice pass from Braden Shen right through the middle of the box. You saw 4 Devils collapse there, but he threads the needle to a streaking Andrew McDonald. And he puts this puck in, and he one-times it on his forehand and gets a lot on that, blasted by upstairs on Corey Schneider.
Second goal of the season for McDonald, and the first positive development for the Flyers. Here's Mark Fraser and Wayne Simmons. These are 2 tough customers.
Well, you knew this might be coming. I said Mark Fraser is going to get involved. Oh boy, he threw a jab and really caught Simmons early. A left jab stung him, but Simmons able to stand on his feet. Oh boy, wow. That is 2 big tough boys going at it. And I will tell you, right when that fight started, Mark Fraser landed a left jab on the button, which almost dropped Wayne Simmons, and give him credit because he was able to regroup and fire a few of his own. These 2 guys have been going at it.
This was in the first period, we're telling us, Dano.
Yeah, they've been going at it most of the game, and you saw this coming possibly. They finally square up. There's the jab I'm talking about. And look at Wayne Simmons. That one really stunned him. And now these guys start to wing him. I got to give Simmons credit there, boy. He was almost down and out for the count, and Mark Fraser was taking over. And he definitely gets a decisive decision. Mark Fraser. But boy, did he catch him early with that quick left jab.
I was about
we've
to
seen
say,
a lot of this tonight.
I was about to say, feels like 1995 all over again when Jágr had a hat trick, I guess for more reasons than one. 3 fights in a Devils-Flyers game.
It's had a little bit of everything, and again, I go back to coincidence or not, every time we've seen the Devils play an emotional game, a physical game, they've had success. They beat the Penguins 3-1. There was some fisticuffs. They started the night with a couple of scraps early on. I'm not saying you got to fight every night, but you got to play with emotion. You got to take the body. Doesn't have to be dropping the gloves all the time. but it has paid dividends for the Devils as they seem to play with a lot more intensity.
Ruutu fires this in. 2-2 waiting on the opposite side and punched out of the zone. Flyers trying to get on to Zach Ronaldo, but settling it down is Marek Zidlitsky. On the Flyers goal by McDonald, give the assist to Brayden Schenn, and Jake Voracek adds to his NHL leading total. He gets an assist, 48th point for him.
Steve, as you can see, I got a little fired up there, but I will tell you, you do not see left jabs thrown too often in a hockey fight and actually connect the way that one did on Wade Simmons from the fist of Mark Fraser.
He was furiously trying to get the elbow guard off Mark Fraser, and he did. Picked up here by Ronaldo and worked ahead to Matt Reed. It's a 5-1 game. The fisticuffs and the 3-goal night for Jaromir Jagr. The big storylines here tonight. Picked up at center by Schultz, and he fires right back in. Andy Green works it ahead, looking for Jagr. On the left wing, but taken instead by Brayden Schenn, who gets it across to Voracek. Flyers are onside. Bouncing puck collected by the Flyers. Strike with a shot that's blocked away. Voracek had a chance, but he fanned on a bouncing puck. Taken by Philadelphia again. Raffl to Voracek. Centering try. Quick shot by Raffl, and a big save there by Cory Schneider as it's worked away.
Oh, Fleury in front of Schneider, and he's able to find that puck. Flyers coming on now.
Strike fakes the shot and holds. Dishes down low. Lecavalier on the puck. Lays it back for Mark Strike. Here's Lecavalier. Plays catch with Stride and shoots. Save made by Schneider. The rebound. Not out of the zone. Without a stick, Henrique couldn't do much about the loose puck in front of him. Controlled by the Flyers again. Here's Brayden Schenn. Devils are pinned in a bit here and can use a change. Played across, it's McDonald. A minute to go in period number 2. Lecavalier works it back to the point. McDonald dishes off. Coburn back to McDonald. He shoots, and it's gloved away by Schneider. All pressure here by the Flyers, looking to stage a comeback, and the Devils get this out of the zone. It's icing. I'm not sure anybody got off. Henrique was in the process of doing so. This spring, Broadway's biggest spectacular will be at Radio City Music Hall. The New York Spring Spectacular starring the Rockettes. March 12th through May 3rd. Visit rockettes.com/spring.
Thinking about this hockey game, it really does remind me a little bit of the old-time 90s matchups with the Philadelphia Flyers. The only difference is back then both teams were fighting for the Eastern Conference supremacy. We always had to go through Philadelphia on the way to those 3 Stanley Cup championships, and both these teams just trying to right the ship and get anything going in a positive direction on the season.
Wasn't until very recently that both the Flyers and Devils missed the playoffs in the same season. They will each try to fight back from a pretty significant hole with half a season to play for New Jersey at the conclusion of this game tonight. The timeout was called by the Devils. Henrique did not get to the bench before the icing whistle was made, so all 5 who are on the ice stay on the ice here. 39 seconds to go, second period. Off the draw, Gomez wins it back into the corner, and it's taken by Larson. Adam Larson on a second try gets it out of the zone. Half a minute to go, second period. The long pass got by Sean Couturier, and this time the icing call is against Philadelphia. Shots are pretty even, 17-16 in favor of the Devils. The finishing is not. 68 with his 15th career hat trick in red.
Well, Devils chase starting goaltender Ray Emery, who's had a whole lot of success against the New Jersey Devils in the past, but they were able to get 3 by them. Tonight, things going well for the Devils as far as an offensive game, moving the puck, scoring goals, shooting, and finding the spots to put them behind goaltenders tonight for Philadelphia.
Picked up off the board. Zidlitsky tried to drop it back. Here come the Flyers. Dozen seconds to go. Couturier shooting, and Merrill got a stick on that. Zubris will bank it out of the zone. That'll be all for period number 2. 5 goals for New Jersey, a 5-1 lead with 40 minutes in the books. And much of the crowd gets to its feet at the Rock. The second intermission report coming your way next. 5-1 New Jersey. Hey, skate down to Prudential Center after class for the Devils' 2014-15 college nights. Upcoming games include January 6th versus the Buffalo Sabres. Tickets are available with a valid student ID at a special price. To purchase tickets, visit NewJerseyDevils.com/college or call 1-800-NJ-DEVIL. Welcome back, everyone, to the Rock. Third period moments away. You're watching the Devils with their first 5-goal game since they beat Toronto back on December 4th. How have they done this tonight?
Well, playing with emotion, physicality. This is not the Montreal Canadiens, the Chicago Blackhawks. The Devils are a blue-collar type team that have to show emotion, and it's paid off for them tonight. Yeah, they do have guys like Jaromir Jagr who can score. Scotty Gomez having a good night. Adam Henrique, the guys that are relied on to put pucks in the net. But no coincidence, they've played so far real good for 40 minutes because they've played physical, they've been involved, they've been engaged, and I'm not just saying because of the 3 fights, although it has been part of it.
If you think you were watching history, you were right. 42 years, 322 days. Jagr tonight is the oldest player to score a hat trick in National Hockey League history. Gordie Howe was 41 when he scored the last of his career in the National Hockey League. There were other stops along the way in the WHA.
Really remarkable. Another record for Jaromir Jagr. We know he has the most game-winning goals in history as well, amongst a few other things. But now the oldest player to record a hat trick, and he continues to amaze.
Flyers got the last goal to make it 5-1. John Merrill back in his own end. And the Devils will look to seal this up and lock up what would be just their 6th home win this season. Some 19.5 minutes to go before they do that as we watch McDonald play this to Nick Schultz. Flyers at the tail end of an 8-game road trip. They've traveled better than 7,200 miles if you factor in traveling home for the Christmas break in between. Picked up here by Schultz. Bouncing puck gets by Belmar, taken by the Flyers. They're offside here. Lexus brings us a look at the Devils' upcoming schedule. This homestand concludes Tuesday. Devils Sabres on MSG. We're live in Boston Thursday on MSG Plus. You heard Stan Fischler chiming in. He thinks a Lucic trade is in the works. And then the Islanders will be here on Friday, 7 o'clock. We're back on MSG that night as well.
Well, Lucic would fit in nicely here in New Jersey. I would take him every day and twice on Sunday.
Boston, they set the bar high there this year. It has not gone according to plan as it's taken by Larson, and he fires back into the zone. Elliott works this to the stick of Travis Zajac. Here's Voracek spinning away from traffic, darts back the other way. 2-on-2 for the Flyers. Voracek, they pick up the trailer. Braden Shen, and a shot that's saved by Schneider.
And of course, Schneider stood tall, didn't go down. He was able to corral that high puck off the left shoulder of Braden Shen. He shot from Braden Shen.
Havlat will just neatly play this back into the Flyers' end, enables the Devils to complete the full change here as Coburn works it across to the stick of Nicholas Grossman. Punched ahead, Reed. Got it as far as John Merrill's stick, and now Helgeson will lift this away. Icing is the call here. Remember the trivia question? We hadn't had the third fight by then, so it's even more fitting now.
That's why there was 3 fights tonight, because of our trivia question.
So, which players lead each team in penalty minutes in the all-time series between the Devils and Flyers? I'll guess my partner, Kenny Danico, and I'll go Dave Brown.
I'm going Randy McKay and Craig Berube. Oh, it was Rick Tocchet. I said him earlier, okay. It really was me. That's just because of longevity and playing so many times against the Flyers. But yeah, I had some fun in those days, and not so much fun when I had to fight the likes of Dave Brown that you mentioned.
That's a career worth of him against one team. 195. That's remarkable. Those were the days, huh? Swatted away by Merrill. Played back. Schultz gets a shot away, and John Merrill with the block there for New Jersey. Shots are even, 17 apiece. Yager, though, has found the back of the net 3 times. The difference in the hockey game. Here's Merrill under pressure in the corner. Work the puck loose. Helgeson is quickly on it, and he'll punch it away.
I was going to say, Steve, the Flyers and Devils didn't have to honor our trivia question with the type of game they played tonight as far as the fights and physicality.
Le Cavalier has this. Vandevelde will dump into the corner. Here's Mark Fraser, one of the men involved in the 3 fighting majors issued to Devils here tonight. Sestito keeps the puck moving. Route 2. Taken by Fraser again. First game back in the NHL this season. This puck deflects out of play for a stoppage with 17 minutes to go in regulation time.
There you look at Mark Fraser. He's got to be excited to be back in the National Hockey League. You never know if you're going to get that opportunity again. Had some stops in Toronto where he played pretty well. Edmonton as well. But back in Albany, looking for a team, and Lou Ramos said, go to the minors, and he signed a minor league deal until recently where he signed a 2-way contract, and because of injuries, gets his opportunity, and he's made the most of it so far tonight.
Ottawa native got to play his first ever National Hockey League game in Ottawa, near his hometown. Tremendous night for him as this is sticked aside by Corey Schneider. Picked up here by Simmons, worked across, played back, taken by Luke Schenk. He'll send it in deep. Now Simmons deflects off his stick. It's loose at the side of the net. Simmons turns and shoots. He got a shot away. Not a bad one. Now firing here is Del Zotto, but that's blocked.
Oh, I'm looking away from the puck. Ronaldo and Zidlicky really going at it in front of the Devils' net. This game continues to get nastier. Those two are really whacking at each other.
Ronaldo had the stick of Zidlicky held pretty firmly, then let go. Pressure here by the Flyers. Zach Ronaldo into the corner for Michael Raffl. The Austrian sends it in front, goes all the way to the stick of Ryder, and the Devils start back the other way. Here's Michael Ryder, 2-on-2. He's got Zubers with him. Dinas able to ride off Mark Strider, went hard into the post. He's okay. Larson now gets a shot away, and that's fought off by Emery. Bouncing puck still loose in front. Zubers trying to find the handle.
You know, going back to the Zidlicky-Ronaldo battle in front of the Devils' net, that's what I like about Marek Zidlicky. He's not known as a fighter, but he will play physical. He plays the game with an edge.
There's a penalty here against the Devils. It's Adam Larson who's going to the box. 3.5 minutes in.
Jersey penalty number 5, minus for holding.
It's a hold.
See right here, he wraps the left arm around R.J. Umberger. And he gets a holding call, so Devils go on the penalty kill. Something they've been real good at tonight is this is the Flyers' first power play. They talked about they have to stay out of the box, taking far too many minors this season. Yes, it's been physical, but they've managed to not take these minors holds and hooks, Steve. That's the first one of the night for the Devils.
Flyers power play is ranked 7th in the league, but no Giroux. That's a big hole in the arsenal that they've got as Larson goes off at 4:31. Here's Streit, quarterback on the Flyers power play. Quickly ahead for Voracek. Gets his legs moving, goes wide on Helgeson. Centering try with Braden Shen cutting for the net, but it wouldn't go.
Well, Voracek had a steam around Seth Helgeson, and Mark Fraser did a real good job staying home and able to poke that puck back into the corner with Voracek going hard to the net again.
Here come the Flyers as Couturier works it across. Voracek controlled by Schneider. And this puck sent the length of the ice by Andy Green. Talked about the improvement in the Devils' power play. It was ranked 30th, dead last in the NHL. It's risen to 21st now in the league after a surge in recent weeks. Picked up here by McDonald. Played over the line. Reed winds it around. John Merrill looks to shovel it out of the zone and does.
Well, the penalty kill has been much better. We've talked about that. And a lot because of the aggressiveness. No hesitation. When you get a bunch of goals scored like they did against them early on in the season in the penalty kill.
Reed drops it back. Del Zotto walks in and shoots, and he fired it wide.
You have a tendency, Steve, of playing conservative. They've gotten back to aggressive penalty kill.
LeCavalier shoots and scores from the top of the circle. Vincent LeCavalier continues his torrid streak, and the Flyers say don't go anywhere yet. The power play goal makes it 5-2.
Well, just as we talked about the penalty kill being better, but this is a great shot from Vinny LeCavalier. You see McDonald walk the blue line, feeds LeCavalier, and he just takes a quick wrister, a couple of strides, and a blast through a maze of players. There you see the screen provided in front. Corey Schneider couldn't pick that puck up, and Vinny LeCavalier continues to stay hot for the Philadelphia Flyers.
6 minutes into the period, the Philadelphia Flyers get within 3 as Schultz works this ahead. Stoppage in play here as the Flyers were gaining the zone. Let's see where the faceoff comes. It'll be all the way back. This is an icing call here. They did not get to center ice before dumping in.
Well, that happened quickly, and LeCavalier can get that shot up quickly. That was a real beauty of a goal, sniper's type of goal. We've seen Vinny LeCavalier do that a lot in his career in Tampa Bay, and he's been rejuvenated here in the last couple of weeks for the Philadelphia Flyers.
First season with the Flyers was not a bad one. Vinny scored 20 goals last season. 8 times he scored on the power play. This season, lost and found. Number 40. Umberger checked that Belmar in the corner, battering with Vandevelde as the Flyers look to draw closer. Adam Henrique tying up the Flyers in the corner. The puck taken away here by Jaromir Jagr, who skates it away and dishes off to Zidlitsky. Marek Zidlitsky able to drop this for Jagr. Return pass down low. Zidlitsky comes out with it, works it across. Gomez will pick it up off the boards. Helgeson dishes off. Zidlitsky bats it in deep. Loose puck, Jagr able to take. Works it across. He was looking for Gomez in the slot, and that just missed. Gomez trying to shake off Schultz, and does. Provides cover for Jagr. His pass into the slot. Shot by Henrique, and he fired that just wide. Taken by the Devils again. Jagr slamming into Vandevelde. Off the bench is Zajac, who takes control. Travis Zajac shoots. That deflects across to the stick of Jagr. Guided back to the point. Helgeson's shot is fought off by Mason. Picked up here by Elias, who comes on. Zajac back to the point. Helgeson across here for Merrill. Devils complete the change. That puck steered towards the Flyer goal by Havlat. Devils continue with pressure here as it's worked across to John Merrill. 7.5 into the third period of a 5-2 game as Braden Shen works this away.
Good shift after the Flyers scored their second goal. Devils applying the pressure, and we've seen a few times this season where the Devils have had 2-goal leads, 3-goal leads, and they stopped playing. Now Philadelphia's got themselves back in it somewhat, but still trail by 3.
On the LeCavalier goal, the power play goal, give the assist to McDonald and Del Zotto. Here's Raffl with a shot, and the save made by Schneider, who holds on. We'll step aside in the third period with 11:53 to go. Here's the game recap. It's brought to you by Tri-Honda Dealers. Jaromir Jagr is the oldest player in NHL history to score a hat trick tonight, his first since 2006. 3-point night for Gomez. Henrique with a couple of helpers. It's 5-2. But the Flyers have answered back with the last 2 goals of the night to make this interesting.
Yeah, they found some energy and taking nothing away from the Devils the way they played through 40 minutes. Philadelphia did have weary legs, long road trip, and no team ever makes an excuse, and the Devils have performed very well.
Another penalty is coming up here. This is against the Devils, and Mason will get to the bench here. Delayed penalty call, and the Flyers get the 6th attacker on. It's taken by Camilleri, and we'll sort this out.
Looks like Michael Ryder going to the box with a high stick. In the neutral zone, we're going to see right here on Couturier, he gets his stick up and clips him right around the face area. And this is something the Devils have not wanted to see the last couple minutes. They take a hold, now a careless high stick. You have a comfortable 5-1 lead, 5-2 now, and Flyers on the power play.
Played across, and the quick shot is fired away wide. Puck deflects out of the zone. And backtracking here for Philadelphia is Braden Shen on the puck. Here's Shen crossing up with Voracek and now picks up his checkmate. Flyers gain the zone. Played behind the net. Here's Braden Shen. Critical penalty kill now for the Devils. Trying to keep command of this hockey game, and it's controlled by Couturier. Drops it back to Stride at the point. Flyers work it across. Simmons, the net front presence, and Voracek works it behind the net, where Simmons operates and gives to Couturier. They work it back to the point. Strike for Voracek. Across for Couturier. His shot is fired just wide. A surge by the Flyers here.
That didn't miss by much, and the Flyers do have a good power play. They're showing it here. They scored earlier now. A couple of good opportunities in Devils end. Devils have to be careful here. They don't want the Flyers to get any more life. I mean, it's 5-2. You score that third goal, all of a sudden you think you can make the improbable comeback as a team.
50 seconds to go, and the high sticking penalty against Michael Ryder. Zajac continues to kill with Zubris. Flyers send Umberger in. That pass a little too brisk, and he has to track the puck down deep. Taken by the Devils and cleared by Zubris. Final 33 seconds of the kill. Flyers start up quickly. Here's McDonald on the move and works it across. Helgeson quickly swats it out of the zone, and Philadelphia has to reset. McDonald back in his own end. Elias and Tuomo Ruutu continue here on the kill for the Devils. They work it across. Reed, pass intended for Umberger, is broken up and one-handed away by Elias.
Penalty time almost up, and Devils flirting with danger here.
Del Zotto carries in. Tries to make a nifty move. Ruutu there to tie him up. Out of the box is Ryder, and the Devils with a successful kill. Pass deflects off Ryder's stick, and the quick shot is blocked away in front. Luke Schenn able to regather. Another shot by Schenn is blocked away.
The big blocks there. Andy Green in front. Luke Schenn's shot gets through. That's trouble. A lot of traffic in front of Corey Schneider. He wouldn't have saw the puck again.
Worked across. The pass for Gomez is broken up. Vandevelde got back to collect the puck. Pass gets by Schenn and taken here by the Flyers. Under 9 minutes to go in a 5-2 game. Quickly ahead, Vandevelde on the move. He's got Belmar with him. Gets a shot away. That's off Adam Larson's stick. Face-off will be in the Devils' end when we come back. A 3-goal lead at the Rock. Coming up, the Foxwoods Final Five. Foxwoods, excitement every day. Patrick Elias has one of the Devils' 5 goals tonight. He's looking to become the 91st player in NHL history to score 400 goals. Now 2 away after the power play goal tonight. He is one of those who's relished this rivalry. He had the big goal in 2000 that we showed you at the very beginning tonight. 82 career points in 84 all-time regular season games against the Flyers.
Well, if that was a trivia question, we know Patrick would lead in points, certainly not in the penalty department, but yes, no bigger goal than in 2000 to win this series against the Flyers, and we went on to win the Cup.
Picked up here by the Flyers, worked in front, cutting for the net, Le Cavalier, broken up here. Adam Larson stick handles it away.
Folks, remember we were down 3-1 in that series, Steve, so Patrick Elias scoring that goal in Game 7 in Philadelphia late in the hockey game for the 2-1 victory, I believe.
Everybody was saying there was no way you were going to lose that game with what happened with Scott Stevens and Eric Lindros, but it still did take a late goal, and Elias was the man who answered the call there. Flyers are going to the penalty box here. Andrew McDonald goes off. It's a trip.
Andrew McDonald upended Travis Zajac in the Flyers' end. A look right here around the net there, you see, gets his stick out as Travis tries to go for the puck. And a chance for the Devils to really seal this game because it got a little bit scary for the Devils down, or shall I say, up 5-2. The Flyers went on the power play. And you make it 5-3 all of a sudden.
Off the draw, it's Jágr working it back. Zidlitsky on the puck. John Merrill plays it in deep. Gomez keeps the puck moving. Jágr able to work it free. And Ryder nicely back to the point where it's controlled by Zidlitsky. Here's Jágr stepping up. Played down low. Gomez back for Jágr. 2 veterans play catch, and here's Gomez with it. Centering try, looking for Ryder. Flyers got a stick on that, but the Devils keep it alive. This is Jágr at the circle, holding, trying to feed Ryder, but that's broken up by the Flyers. Great job by Ryder to take it right back, and the Devils reset. Here's Gomez for Ryder. Back to the point. Zidlitsky's got it. Passes on the shot and gets it back from Merrill. Now Gomez on the puck. Scott Gomez down low. Centering try by Jágr. Oh, that nearly deflected off Mason, but he has it under control. Well, last night Sidney Crosby had a 4-assist night. Could Jágr trump him tonight by getting number 4 in the net?
Well, that one there almost went in. He was trying to make a pass, but that almost deflected up Braden Colburn's leg, the defenseman for the Flyers, and into the net. But he was looking for a streaking John Merrill there. You see come in from his defensive position. Sometimes it's those kind of nights. That one came close for his 4th goal.
Still a minute to go on this Devils power play. Elias guides it back to the point where it's taken by Green. Here's Larson. Havlat had to go to the bench to get a fresh stick, but he's back in the mix now. Takes the pass from Elias. Tries to work it back to Elias. Flyers take it away. Oh, that errant puck deflected off of a Philadelphia Flyer who crashes to the ice. That's R.J. Umberger.
That puck deflected right in his face, and let's hope he's okay. I'm not sure what area, but you always get worried and scared if it's near your eye, and hopefully R.J. Umberger will be okay here.
Flyers athletic trainer Jim McCrossan out to tend to R.J. Umberger. He's back up.
All right, take a look at the replay there. The Flyer defenseman Grossman trying to clear that puck. He just whacks at it, and it went from Umberger's leg up into his facial area right on the cheekbone, it looked like, and he seems to be okay. That's good news.
46 seconds to go in the power play. We'll do this one more time. Referee Ian Walsh chasing somebody out. Couturier will step in here for the Flyers to take the draw against Elias. How about a third try?
You hear the fans disgruntled here. In the faceoff circle, you're always trying to get that edge. And Couturier and Elias no different here.
Off the draw, Zajac guides it back to Adam Larson. Elias takes it off the boards. Havlat in traffic, sees the puck taken away, and it comes out to center. Andy Green on the puck, hounded by Michael Raffl. Devils led 5-0 at one point. Couple of goals by the Flyers to get closer. Loose in the neutral zone, Elias makes his way around Grossman. Able to get on the loose puck. Works it back towards Larson, but that's picked off by Couturier. Sean Couturier over the line, short-handed, left it behind him, and now Havlat will work it across. Final seconds here of the Devils power play. Zajac drops it for Elias. Worked ahead by the Flyers, and Voracek is on the move. Penalty time is up. We're back to 5-on-5. Here's Voracek motoring wide. Now throws it in front. That deflects off the Devils' stick wide. Braden Shen on the puck. Sends it back in deep. Zubris able to get on the loose puck for the Devils. Under 6 minutes to play now in regulation time as Camilleri works it across. Henrique backhands one in. Camilleri on the forecheck for New Jersey. Taken away by LeCavalier and worked across here to the stick of Mark Streit.
Devils just 18 shots on goal. The Flyers 20. But they'll take that shooting percentage any night. 5 goals on the evening on 18 shots.
Looking to get closer in a playoff chase. 11 points behind New York at the start of play tonight. The Rangers, that is, will step aside.
The goal of the game is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop at ChooseNissan.com. And it's going to be Jaromir Jagr's 3rd goal of the game, the hat trick, on a nice feed from Scotty Gomez. He gets inside position on defenseman Grossman for the Flyers. And that puck finds its way past Mason. That's your Nissan goal of the game. And look at the smile. That says it all on the face of Jaromir Jagr.
He fights off a 6'4", 230-pound defenseman in Grossman to finish the play. And indeed, that says it all. Goals 7, 8, and 9 this season for Jaromir Jagr. Just over 5 minutes to go. Devils, a setback in this building last night against a good Montreal team. They said they waited until the third period to dictate play. That was unacceptable. They dictated it from the outset tonight. Here's Gomez over the line. Played in deep. Jagr on the puck. Works his way by Bellemare. Jagr with two flyers there converging on him. Got the puck to Henrique, and now Camilleri back to the point. Jagr in the corner. Works it away from Vandevelde. Quick shot by Henrique is blocked away and taken by Zidlitsky. It's been artistry tonight from Jaromir Jagr.
Well, when he starts feeling it with those hands, he tries to Dixie Doodle a lot of Flyer defensemen there, and you see with the puck control and strength and body position, it makes it awful difficult to get off of his stick.
McDonald behind the net. Flyers need 3 to tie. 4 minutes to go. Played ahead, and it gets by the stick of Matt Reed. Corey Schneider waiting for it. He has enjoyed the goal support tonight. Among goalies who've played at least 20 times this season, the 2.06 goals that the Devils have averaged for him, third lowest in the National Hockey League this season. They've given him 5 tonight. Back into their zone, it's John Merrill. Under pressure from the Flyers. Jarred loose by John Merrill, and Zajac will punch it away. Luke Schenn back for Philadelphia. Punch back in. Devils with a victory tonight would draw even in points with the Philadelphia Flyers, who'd have a couple of games at hand in the Metropolitan Division. Chipped out of the zone by Merrill and back into the Philadelphia end. Worked ahead. Voracek trying to get on the loose puck. Instead, comes to Havlat at center ice as he maneuvers away from traffic. Larson able to pick up Henrique and taken by Gomez. This is the line that's been terrific tonight. Gomez with Henrique and Jaromir Jagr. Larson on the move for the Devils. Team that's dealt with injury the entire year. The latest victim, Steve Bernier, out with a hip injury. There was a chance he'd go tonight, but the Devils waiting a little bit, being cautious. And, of course, Peter Harrell took that stick. Another fight. This is the 4th of the night. Tim Sestito and Brayden Schenn, the participants are fresh.
I like the reason, and I love what Sestito did here to step in here. As Brayden Schenn took advantage of a vulnerable Andy Green with a big hit. And when you have a leader like Andy Green and a guy that plays a good, honest game every night, you've got to step in for him once in a while, and Sestito does just that with his second fight of the night. There you see Andy Green in a vulnerable position. Tim Sestito didn't like it. Now that was a pretty good hit, I understand. But this is Andy Green, one of your guys that is so respected in the locker room. And these two guys are throwing some pretty good punches there. Brayden Schenn ends up taking Sestito down. But I like what Tim Sestito did to step in for his teammate and maybe the most respected guy in that locker room, and that's Andy Green.
Sestito's second fight of the night. 2-2, and Fraser had the others for New Jersey. You're watching the Foxwoods Final Five. Foxwoods excitement every day. Visit foxwoods.com. Off the draw, taken back. Delzato will work it in. They each get 5 for fighting. It remains 5-on-5. Into the corner. It's taken here by Simmons. Simmons throws it into the high slot. Picked up by the Devils. And the bouncing puck controlled by Mark Fraser. Teams will meet one more time later this season at Prudential Center. This is the third of 4. Raffl got hit on the hand. Shakes it off, skates away, and drops this back. Under 2 minutes to go. Michael Raffl gets the puck back. He's over the line. Crosses up with Ronaldo. Poked away from him by Michael Ryder.
A good stand up there by the Devils defenseman.
Here's Voracek. Stick handling around traffic. Voracek holds, drops it back to the point. They get it back to Voracek. His shot deflects away off the glass. McDonald behind his own net. To the stick of Voracek, trying to shake loose of traffic. Fraser trying to stay with him. Guided back where LeCavalier is covering the point. Dishes off to McDonald. LeCavalier calls for it and gets it back. Here's Andrew McDonald stepping up, shooting, and a save by Schneider. Camilleri looks to bank it out of the zone, and he does.
Yeah, I think Seth Helgeson got a piece of that before Schneider made the save. He went limping off the ice, but Devils blocking a lot of shots the last 2 games as well.
50 seconds to go. Ray Emery has stayed in the crease. Delzato got a hand on it, taken here by the Flyers. That shot is blocked away. And Ruutu will play it ahead. It is still physical in the waning seconds of this game. Tutu collided with Luke Shen rather hard.
Well, Devils have Tutu out there at the end to make sure there's no liberties taken. This is a very physical game tonight, and something we've seen in the past, or a long past, with the Devils and Flyers.
The fans starting to cheer here. They've been hungry for victories at home. They're going to get one here tonight. They've been able to watch Jaromir Jagr become the oldest player in NHL history to register a hat trick. And the icing on the cake, they beat the rival Flyers 5-2 is your final at Prudential Center. Corey Schneider, his 13th win this season.
Well, a real good win for the Devils, and yes, they caught a tired Philadelphia Flyer team at the end of a long 8-game road trip, but they did what they had to do. They executed, they scored goals on minimal shots, they played with emotion, they played physical, and that seems to go a long way for this Devils team because the last 2 victories, we've seen a few fights, we've seen a few more hits, and the Devils come away with against the Pittsburgh Penguins, and tonight the Philadelphia Flyers with victories.
Let's see if the 3 stars are as easy to figure out as we suspect it might be.
Well, I got a feeling number 68 might be in there.
We get the signal from Mike Levine, and here we go.
It's time to announce tonight's 3 stars of the game as chosen by members of tonight's attending media. Tonight's 3rd star from the Devils with 2 assists, number 14, Adam Henrique.
A 2-point night for Adam.
Tonight's 2nd star from the Devils with a goal and 2 assists, number 21, Scott Gomez.
That's the man who centered the line. 8 points combined for this trio tonight.
From the Devils with his 15th career hat trick, number 68, Jaromir Jagr.
A hat trick for Jagr. He's at center ice with Deb Placey.
The team scored 5 goals on the first 17 shots. Not only did you have a hat trick, but you had 3 goals early in the second period. How'd you do it?
I don't even know. I was pretty lucky tonight, and I didn't feel very well, but I took a new skates, ran from the box, and I got lucky today.
Well, those new skates helped you score 3 different ways. All 3 goals were very different types of plays. What do you remember about all of them?
Well, the first one, Rico make a great read and pass me the puck and at an empty net. It was a little bit tough angle, but and I put it in. And second one, it was, I would say, 3 seconds left, so I had to shoot it. And it went in luckily. And the third one, Google make a great pass, and somehow I don't even know how it went in.
4 fights, there could have probably been a couple more. How did the emotion and energy of the physical play spur you all on tonight?
Well, it was a big key. Every time we fight, we win the hockey game. I tell Toots, and every time we fight, I score goals, so we have to do it every night.
Congrats on the hat trick.
Thank you.
Classic response from Jaromir Jagr, wasn't
I love it.
His Devils win 5-2. It was Mike Babcock who called him the modern-day Gordie Howe. Tonight he passes Gordie, the oldest ever to produce a hat trick. 5-2 Devils, back with more at Prudential Center in a moment.